Hey guys, a warm welcome to our channel. Today we've been digging into the GIGABYTE GeForce RTX 5090 gaming OC32G graphics card. Model GVN 5090GAMINGOC32GD. And I've done a lot of research across the internet, from spec sheets, benchmark reviews, user feedback, pricing info, to help you decide whether this beast is really worth it. First, let me lay out what this card offers. It has 32 GB of GDDR7 memory on a 512-bit interface, which means a massive bandwidth potential. The cooling uses Gigabyte's WINDFORCE system, with triple fans, alternate spinning, large heat pipes, ventilated heatsink, and vapor chamber tech. It supports PCIe 5.0 and has multiple DisplayPort 2.1 outputs plus an HDMI 2.1b. Core clock figures for the gaming OC variant are high, and the card is factory overclocked compared to reference Founders editions. In benchmark terms, the RTX 5090 is clearly a top-tier performer. In 4K gaming with demanding titles, it pulls well above 60 FPS in many cases. It does very well with ray tracing when paired with DLSS, frame generation, AI enhancements. Compared to the prior generation, the gains are especially noticeable in high-resolution, high-fidelity settings. Reviewers of similar or sibling variants, like the Master Ice or Founders, show that at 4K UHD, in ray-traced situations, the 5090 beats the 4090 by a good margin. However, it isn't perfect. Power consumption is huge. Sales listings and tests suggest something like 575 WTDP for Founders-style cards, with partner cards sometimes peaking even higher under load. You'll need a beefy power supply. 1000 W or more is often recommended if your system has other high-draw components, and excellent case airflow. Heat and noise are concerns unless you have good cooling infrastructure. User feedback adds helpful nuance. On forums and Reddit, people say the card is a monster in terms of performance and solid and quiet under certain loads. Some report zero coil whine, which is nice. But others remind that the gains over a strong 4090 are diminishing returns unless you are really pushing 4K at high refresh rates or doing creative, AI, rendering work that uses that memory. Also, there have been occasional complaints about high prices and availability being sketchy. On pricing, listings show this card, Gaming OC, WINDFORCE, around $2,399 United States dollars and 99 cents in some stores, often discounted versus MSRP but still highly expensive. That puts it well above many other high-end cards. If you include duty, import, etc. in places outside the US, costs go up further. So for many people, what you pay versus how much performance you get is a central question. Now, let me critically analyze the product. Major flaws. First, the cost-to-benefit ratio isn't great for most gamers. If you're gaming at 1080p or even 1440p, the extra power this card brings over something like a 4090 or a 5080 will often be underutilized. You might get marginal FPS gains for a lot more money and power draw. Second, the power consumption and cooling demands are very high, meaning more expense and possibly louder or hotter system environments. Third, the card's value depends heavily on supporting technologies like DLSS4, frame generation, display with enough resolution and refresh rate, etc. Without those, the benefits shrink. Also, comparison with similar partner cards and editions suggests that cheaper or more efficient options may get you good enough for much less. And there have been reports, though rare, of manufacturing anomalies like missing ROPs or initial driver, black screen issues in the RTX 5090 line. Finally, is the GIGABYTE RTX 5090 gaming OC32G worth buying? I believe it is worth buying only if you are someone who truly needs top-end performance. You play the most demanding games at 4K or even 8K. You use ray tracing heavily. You do creative or AI work that benefits from large VRAM, and you have the hardware to supply the power and cooling. If your use case is more modest, 1440p, esports, streaming, general media, there are cards that offer much better value. For those high-demand users though, this card delivers big performance and is one of the best you can get now. Click the link below for the best price.